I consider myself a teacher, a coach, a facilitator of learning. I have a sign in my classroom that says, in this classroom, everyone's a teacher and everyone's a learner.
The research literature over a long period of time has been crystal clear that one of the most powerful movers of a needle in any learning environment is feedback.
Feedback is the thing that I see directly linked to student improvement.
But I have 2 classes of 35 kids. It's just not possible for me to give them the kind of feedback as quickly as I want to.
I'd love to have a writers' conference with everybody. Not possible with, 55 minutes of time.
We created Eli in response to some needs that we saw as teachers in our own classrooms. We were very concerned about how well students were receiving and giving good feedback. And we felt like it could happen better.
And so what Eli allows is the teaching of feedback. You're going to find a writing classroom which is very much more like a writing workshop, and that's really a highly effective writing classroom.
Eli works in a fairly simplistic approach.
As a class, you submit your response to an assignment, and then the instructor creates guided peer review activities.
Just as you would provide some guidance questions for students when doing a review face-to-face, you can do the same thing with an Eli.
Students get assigned into review groups, you complete the reviews, and then you get to create revision plans based on that. So you leave the review activity with a list of 1 to 5 things of importance of what you're going to do to improve your writing.
Now you're able to do it online in an environment that you can collect and look at the data for what students are really doing to get a better idea of how they're doing it.
Using Eli puts everything together so I can follow and track students. I can track them as a reviewer and I can track them as a writer, and it's all in the same place.
I get a snapshot of, are the kids actually doing what I think I've taught them.
That can provide immediate feedback for you then to use for the next class to say, okay, here's the progress we're making and here's where we sort of need to get back on track.
Once we get to the point where they're comfortable talking to each other about what they're seeing in the writing, the feedback just comes just like that.
It's a chance to turn students into such good reviewers that your review load as a teacher goes down because the students are doing that kind of review themselves.
It's the only tool that I've ever found that you can use in that way that also feels authentic, natural, and actually follows good practices of writing instruction.
The Eli that we have today is actually a collaboration of hundreds of teachers and thousands of students who've used the technology very effectively, and we've listened very carefully to how they use it and how they talk to us.
I had the opportunity to share what I was looking for in terms of my pedagogical approaches and how a technology could connect to that, which is something that teachers don't get to do very often.
The support is excellent. As we work through this, their willingness to listen to the things that we need as instructors, it's been really an excellent experience.
When a student starts to think of herself as a writer, when she flips that switch, the world changes. We think high-quality feedback and meaningful revision will flip that switch.
I've learned that by being a better reviewer, I've become a better writer, and by being a better writer, I've become a better reviewer.
People will say, well, you just teach that way because you have Eli. And then we say, no, we have Eli because we teach that way.